We love hip hop.
Let me see if I can find Canadian news. They've been showing this commercial. Facebook. They've been showing this commercial on CP24 talking about Canadian news being blocked on Facebook, Instagram, and a few other places. Okay? It's been a commercial I keep on seeing running over and over again. Let's see if I can find it here. CTV 2 days ago. Let's see. I'm looking here on YouTube to see if I could find if they just posted the commercial itself. Let's see here. CP24. I'll show y'all what I'm looking at on the screen here. Because it's real. It's this is something that's happening now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna end with this because all of these news stories that I cover over here, or like Dusty and I when we get together and do our podding and stuff like that, we might be in violation when we start reposting these things up on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Facebook. Ban. Let's see that. This is from a month ago. Let's see what this is about. Actually, there's an earlier one. 1 second. There's an earlier one. I seen an earlier one 3 weeks ago. CP24. So Canadian government suspends ads.
And the Canadian government is suspending all advertising on Facebook and Instagram. And Phil Perkins is here to explain all the fallout. Phil.
Well, Lindsay, it is the latest counterpunch in this massive fight between the Canadian government and internet juggernauts in Meta and Google. This all surrounding around the Online News Act is supposed to kick in around 6 months from now. Basically, what that's asking is for these companies to pay media companies here in Canada whenever they link stories on their accounts. Well, as of just a couple days ago, Google and Meta saying that they're not just going to post. They're not going to post these links on their websites. And so as of today, the Heritage Minister, Pablo Rodriguez, announcing that the federal government no longer going to be advertising with Meta because they are not up for conversation right now. Google apparently is cooperating a little bit. Now, for more on this, we're joined by Tara Weber, BNN Bloomberg. Let's kind of recap this again. So firstly, for those who might be tuning in just now, what is the Online News Act and how is that supposed to benefit people?
This is important stuff.
You know, this is really interesting. So essentially, it's a law requiring giants like Meta to make payments to local publishers for using their content on its site. So, you know, this is forcing companies, these big companies like Meta and Google's parent company, Alphabet, to negotiate commercial deals and then pay Canadian news publishers for that content that they're creating. So as you can imagine, these big platforms aren't happy with this. They're arguing that just by posting the content of Canadian news organizations, they're actually getting more eyeballs on that content as it's exposed to a bigger reach, a bigger audience. So a
lot of that news that we used to be able to see up on those pages, it's going to be gone soon.
As a result, Meta Platforms has said that it would block Canadian news on those websites.
And so as a response to that, it seems like the Canadian government right now is saying at least that starting today, they are pulling their ads on Meta platforms, whether that's Facebook or Instagram. So what is the result of that? Is it really going to hurt Meta that much?
You know, probably not. At the end of the day, they have a huge amount of content to pull from all over the world, but it is going to affect Canadians because it's going to mean less Canadian content, because we know we're at a time where fewer and fewer Canadians are buying their local newspaper or turning into their local news as well. And so what happens if they don't know what's happening within their community?
Let's stop right there. So now that this is going into play, we're going to be seeing on our Instagram feeds or the people who are still heavy on Facebook, way less content as far as keeping up with the news. Obviously, you have your linear platforms that you can go get the news. You know, you can go watch CP24. They said it's not affecting Google, so you can still go look up news stories after the fact or catch live streams of news up on YouTube. But as far as Facebook, like for example, I'll show you all, CP24 has their own Instagram page, obviously, like everybody else. Okay? And they put news through here. Okay, so let me show y'all here quick fast. Let me make this better on the screen. But for the most part, they're saying, and I've seen this commercial pump over and over again on CP24's news channel, right? Their 24-hour news channel, that they're not going to be advertising on Facebook, Meta, or AKA Meta, and Instagram and different places like that. Okay, this is a commercial that I keep on seeing running over and over again. All right, so they're trying to tell us something. Now, in my mind, I always look for the optimism in these types of things. I try to look at the glass half full instead of half empty. This leaves the responsibility for a lot of the people who look to try to find out what's going on in the scene for us in our subset. That leaves the doors open for a lot of the blog pages. Like, if you're watching stuff on CP24 on a regular basis, and then you repost it onto your Instagram feed, like myself, I've caught a lot of stuff early just because I walk into the house and I'm like, oh, this is going on in the news? Record that, right? This leaves the door open for a lot of the independent bloggers, the independent news outlets, for them to be able to really, really get their shine over here, really take over a new platform or really build their platform, in my opinion. Okay? As long as you're able to continuously research and do the proper research to find the right news, because in the end of the day, all these big companies that are complaining, half of the time we don't believe the stuff that they say anyway. Right? There's places like Rebel News where people go for real news. You feel me? So I like to bring things like this up because I feel that we all need to be aware of these changes that are happening in the scene here, because it's going to affect all of us. All right. And if you are an independent outlet, this is your chance. Make sure to do your proper research, cite your sources, and build your company. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to leave it there. We got like an hour and a half of talk right there. But just stay woke out there. What are y'all saying in the comments here? Quick fast before I get out of here. JB's saying, yeah, keep it tight-lipped. YouTube is all you need. Social media makes people depressed, angry, and crazy. Yeah, YouTube will take you down some weird wormholes too, though. Don't get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? You can go into a weird part of the YouTube algorithm where all you're seeing is just weird suggestions coming up for your next set of videos. If you click on too many crime videos, too many people getting killed, you gotta make sure that you have a healthy algorithm yourself. In the end of the day, it's not about what's being pushed in front of you. If we are aware that all these different things are worked by the choices that we choose and our phones listening to us and all these different things and theories, then think healthy thoughts, talk about positive things, and, just try to limit the fuckery, I guess, that you're looking up when you're online. And then your algorithm will be a more friendly place. You know what I'm saying? Unfollow some people if you need to. You know what I'm saying? Or just go outside. What's the new saying? Go touch grass. For real. But anyways, gang,
We love hip hop.